Okay, first hour, coming at you with some more logarithms. So for homework 38, it's all logarithms. We gotta learn all these properties. You're gonna love this first one. Here you go. Anytime on a logarithm that you've got this is an 8, this is an 8, this is the same number, anytime you've got that, the whole thing, a logarithm, just becomes a 1. So your base here, same number, just becomes a 1. You do number 2, the same thing, boom. This is 13, that's 13, they're the same number. Whole thing becomes 1. We like that. Now, if there's an exponent up here, that throws a tiny wrinkle into it, but still really easy. These are the same numbers, but if you have an exponent up there, whatever that exponent is, that's your answer. So these are some great rules for logarithms for you to know. All right, so from here, we build some problems out of this. 2, 3, 4. All right, let's say you have, how about log, what are we gonna go with, 12? Yeah, let's do that, 12, 144, we gotta clean this up. Now, you've gotta use a little bit of cleverness to work with 144. So what we know about 144 is that's 12 squared. So you can rewrite your 144 to be 12 squared, and in rewriting this, now you have those two guys are the same, you're like, aha, my whole answer becomes a 2. So sometimes it jumps off the page at you, 144, or I mean, we could do another one of these. Let's say you have log 5, 25. So you've got to take the 25 and you've got to rewrite it to be 5 squared. So this 25 becomes 5 squared. And again, as soon as you see this 5, that 5, this 5, that 5 the same, whatever's sitting right there, that's your answer. All right. Okay, number 6. Let's do this. Log 6, 216. Log 6, 216. Now it gets into some other numbers that you kind of recognize, but you're going to have to go to work on. Like you're going to have to go to work on powers of 6. Like 6 to the second, 36. But 6 to the third, that's 216. So you rewrite from the 6, your 216 is 6 to the third. That gets you the setup that you need, where those are going to cancel out, leaving you an answer of 3. What's another one? How about a big one? Let's go 5th power, 32. So here's your base, it's a 2, so start thinking, oh, powers of 2. Like 2 to the second, 2 to the third, 2 to the fourth, 16, 2 to the fifth, that's 32. So we've got to jump our 2 all the way to the 5th power. But again, in doing that, gives you what you're looking for. These two to be the same, meaning your 5 is left over for your answer. Okay, so those are new little rules you got to follow. Rewrite this, 6 to the third, rewrite that, 2 to the 5th. Get these to match up, get those to match up. So that's kind of your mission, your goal on these type of problems. Let's do another rule, another property of logarithms. All right, number 8. This one you're really going to like. You're going to like this. Log 8, 1. You're going to like this one. So anytime that you've got a logarithm and sitting right there is a 1, it doesn't matter about the rest of the problem. If this is a 1, this just turns out to be a 0. And that's a cool rule for logarithms to know. So yeah, it doesn't matter what you got sitting there. I mean, you know, what I have 8 there, 5, doesn't matter. If this is a 1 right there, this turns out to be a 0 for your logarithm. That's handy to know. Okay. Man, we're learning all kinds of stuff today. Okay, a little tougher one. This is going to involve some negatives. So this will be the harder one of the day. What do we got here? Number 10. Log, let's go a 9, 1 over 81. Now already you get a little bit of something jumping out at you. You see this is a 9, and you see this is 81. You're like, yes, I'm rewriting the 81 to be 9 squared. I can see something cooking right there. You are correct. But it doesn't help me that my 9 is on the bottom of a fraction. So here's your move. You've got to grab this 9 that's on the bottom. You've got to grab him and move him to the top. To do that, this changes the value of your exponent. So on the bottom, it was a positive 2, but if you move things up or you move things down, that's how you change the exponents negative positive. So it was a positive 2, moves up here, becomes a negative 2. But that gives you, this is a 9, that is a 9, and there's your negative exponent. So this is what you're trying to build on your problems where you've got that set up. They cancel everything out, leaving negative 2 as your answer. So you got to be clever on this one. Change the 81 to 9 squared. Can't work with him when he's on the bottom. So move him to the top, changing it from positive to negative, but that gives you your answer. Here, we'll do another one like this. We'll do one more like this. See if I've got one. Let's do an 11. Let's do a logarithm here. What's an easy one? How about 10 and 1 over 100? So yeah, when you walk up to the problem, you already smell a little bit of what it's cooking. You're thinking, oh, okay, 10 on the bottom, there's 100. I know these correlate. I'm going to rewrite the 100 as a power of 10. So I'm off to a good start. I'm like, okay, 100's 10 squared. Now I can't cancel these now because he's part of a fraction on the bottom. But I do have a move where I can grab this and move it to the top part of a fraction. Now the move is when I change it from bottom to top, this was a positive 2. When you move it up, it becomes a negative 2. So this becomes 10 to the negative 2. Now you don't have anything on the bottom, and you've got what you're hunting. You've got this, where you've got base 10 here, 10 there, 10, 10, 10, same number. You've got exactly what you've been wanting. They're going to cancel everything out and just leave you with this negative 2 as your answer at the end. So it's always a great strategy to get those two guys to match up. They give you one more trick on the assignment where you got to change a decimal into a fraction. So let's do one last one. So if you could handle one more example for this massive video. Let's do 2 and 0.5. Yeah, you're seeing that right. There's a decimal right there, 0.5. So when you get this on the assignment, you're like, nope, 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 I can't deal with 0.5. As a fraction, 0.5 is half. 0.5 is half. As a fraction, how do you write half? Well, you write it 1 over 2. So now you get an idea like, oh, okay, 2, 2. I'm going to try to get those matching up so I can get it to cancel out. Can't have it on the bottom, but think about it like this. This is a 2 to the positive 1 power. I know I can move that up and wheel and deal with the power for this exponent from positive to negative. Okay, so grab this positive 1, move him up, and that changes it to a negative 1. Now we're close to getting what we want, where our 2's come together. And you've got it. You're like, yep, I got you. This is great right here. We've been doing this the whole assignment, getting those two to match up. That cancels everything out. Whatever I have here is going to be my final answer. So lots of little rules for logarithms. Hopefully this helps you out on assignment 38.